our seasonal playthrough on Inquisitor Martyr. I forget what Season of Judgment is what we're playing. So I'll be hopping on here every now and again, give a little commentary, but for right now we're just going to be grinding a couple of dailies, see if we can get some shards so we can do another crusade. The surprise attack against the governor was repelled at the last minute by the defeat, but the defeat didn't stop the Dark Eldar. Their focus shifted to Glamorous Prime, a huge hive world populated by billions and billions of Imperial citizens. I took command of the local planetary defense forces and will personally lead the counterattack against Xeno slavers. I'm not sure if I saw this showcases on the last stream, but essentially we got a call from an Inquisitor, and we void shifted or used light speed to go to this sector where we were investigating a series of mysterious disappearances, and we found that the Dark Eldar were warping in and basically kidnapping millions of people. And we found out that they had essentially taken a hostage or like turned certain people, and we got like a cryptic message from an ecclesiarch, which is like a priest, a high priest, and in his message he gave us like a little, they had been torturing this guy and like manipulating him, right? And he basically gave us like this little hidden message that we translated that basically said like, hey, be careful, don't trust the Imperials. Essentially, some of them are corrupted. And it's kind of funny or kind of cool how the Dark Eldar basically slowly infiltrated the system, not first by doing raiding parties, because they'll use these warp gates, and they're like pirates, they're like evil pirates, but they were selling all the Imperial guards, and then like the Imperial people like highly addictive space coke basically, and so they got them all addicted to it to where they constantly needed it, and then they leveraged that for influence and have them basically turn them all into drug addicts of this hyper addictive space cocaine, and have them turn against their people. So I thought that was pretty 40k, pretty grim dark, but actually an interesting strat from like an alien force. I believe what they called it in the universe is called Euphoria.
At the former command center of the planetary defense forces. Not much left to save here.
The Dark Elder are the masters of subterfuge and ambush. These inexperienced soldiers had no chance against them.
The dispatches mentioned a newly arrived commissar in charge of reintegrating the troops into the Imperial war machine. He must be in command now.
Logical assumption. I'll ask the tech priest to mark his location on your map. We also have reports of Xenox incursions from Gladius Hive, not too far from here.
Forgot to fill up my water bottle. Give me 1 second. Alright, so just in case, I don't know if you guys saw, I have some new equipment. We're still rocking, which is pretty cool. Ancient relic armor, light armor, which gives us plus 314 HP. And a few other things. I've recently picked up this relic auto pistol, which is pretty sick. So it's like a high caliber automatic handgun, actually pretty good. Relic force rod, which we customized. We added in a couple blessings, and then we actually found Archaeotech, an Archaeotech relic eye implant, and an Archaeotech purity seal. So, in the way that 40k works is that the older technology is, the better it is. So essentially, like in the 40,000 universe, we're kind of in a decline, but we're in like it's a very grinded, kind of dark. It's the dark ages. Whereas a few, if you look at 10,000 years before, or even a little bit before that, that was more of the golden age of technology. And so, anytime you find Archaeotech, which is it's ancient or archaeological found technology, they actually use it to revert. They actually find it and then reverse engineer it to help things. So essentially, if you find anything that's a relic, like a relic from a previous time, so 30k-ish, or archaeotech, it's like the best shit. And that's what you'll see the guys, the Adeptus Mechanicus, that's their entire purpose, is that they worship this golden era technology, and they go out and look for archaeotech, which they actually can find these like blueprints of archaeotech, so they can basically resurrect golden age higher technology to bring it into this dark age of mankind. But like, yeah, the advancements of like having implants in your body, things that buff your psychic abilities, all that stuff was like when the what's it called, the master of mankind, the emperor, he was like a superhuman psychic, right? Like he had these great like godlike abilities, which is the reason why they worship him like a god. Oh shit, I didn't even know I had this. Level that up. Hell yeah. That thing I just picked is like a psychic focus book. You can see it on my left hip, and that gives me an additional like skill slot, so I can use more psychic attacks. But yeah, so he had like himself had like made a lot of like, he was like the ultimate Giga Chad, where he had his own made his own like scientific and esoteric like advancements and stuff. And so obviously now he's on the gold throne.
Triangulation subroutines identified familiar warp signatures again. A Drukhari webway gate is open in the area.
That must be the portal the Reavers use to transport their prisoners. That's useful information.
Okay, so the Drukhari are the Dark Eldar. And then this is the guy, I think we saved him earlier.
Inquisitor, Lord Commissar Scarhurst at your command.
Oh, never mind.
Isn't it
cool,
a nice day for our last rally against the Xenos?
Aren't you way too pessimistic to keep morale up?
Ah, a misunderstanding. This will be their last day in this Forsaken Valley. We are going to give those Xenos a good thrashing.
What are they doing here exactly?
The Xenos are pillaging and taking prisoners from Gladius Hive. Our troops tried to stop one of the slaver convoys, but fell victim to a sudden ambush. I'm planning to move against their main forces directly and cut off the head of this filthy operation.
I could be of some assistance, Lord Commissar. I have the coordinates to their temporary webway portal. Send out your men to secure the area, while I close down the Xenos' escape route. Ready to fight!
Okay, so one thing to always, or to keep in mind of our current, like, assignment, our current mission here, is that some of these guys may have been, a lot of these guys turned on the humans, and they're working for, the Xenos, or the Dark Eldar, the Drukhari, either because they're addicted to euphoria, the space cocaine, or out of fear. Like, sometimes that'll just happen, where people will just break. Oh, shit. Alright, here we go. And my current build is really good because I spec'd in single point damage, which is like weapons and shit like this, and lots of AoE buff damage, psychic abilities and buff damage. So my guy is actually really good at psychic damage. As you can see, the AoE is just fucking him up, and his single point, which is his pistol. So he's a master of using pistols and psychic damage, mainly AoEs, and I think he has a few buffs in flame damage.
is waiting for you. Dark Elf. There will be no mercy or pain.
See? I told you that your plan was nothing but a failed attempt to prove your worth. It is only a filthy human. Do you really think this poorly of me? I can sense the spark of burning zeal in this chunk of unadorned flesh. You are always underestimating the power of their belief. In any case, I will activate the pain catalysts while you are amusing yourself here. You think you can challenge me, worthless human? I have destroyed entire civilizations before your kind crawled out into the void.
You can forget your empty theatrics. Your wizened master has already left. And I truly don't care.
That was light work.
You have killed an incubus, Inquisitor, on your own. A part of me is glad.
And I have destroyed their portal, although it might have been too late. A homunculus has escaped. I suspect you already know who that is.
Yes, I do. One of the ancient flesh sculptors, and he could be connected to the recent complications in Gladius Hive.
I'm on my way back. You can brief me on the ship.
Yeah, I always try to like at least discover at least 90+% of the map just because of extra chests. And hopefully I can find a relic or something that's good, something that I want. I'm looking for a relic plasma pistol would be great for this build just because plasma works really good. Single DPS damage, and it has the ability to like break through armor. So my whole thing is just put damage over time on them, fire, or use hemorrhage, which like fucks up their, forces them to bleed out of their eyes or some shit, and then just do single damage, boom, boom, boom. And then I also have my force rod that shoots out like a bolt of fire, which is pretty cool. So damage over time, and then high DPS single strikes with my weapons. I kind of figured this out while playing a different build, the Crusader, which is more of like the weapon master, the guy in the heavy like powered armor, like the Space Marine style. It kind of looks like this dude. I figured that out a long time ago, that if you use single, like he has the ability with a bolter with certain weapons to just go for headshots, and yeah, it's a really good strat. Okay, so let me see what I grabbed from that mission. Anything good? Bunch of bullshit. Okay, so I have a bunch of relics and stuff like that, things that I want to buff, but I need
I need money, so gotta get credits. I gotta sell a bunch of shit. We're just gonna sell blues, which are master crafted. I think I got a new implant. Main relic implant? No, okay. Let me go talk to this chick, cause okay, so there was a little bit of background, I'm not sure if it caught on the stream, but basically this male biologist, she grew up on like a mining world where the Dark Eldar, the Drukhari, they came and they fucked it, like they wiped out the whole population, but they kidnapped them, because that's the thing, they kidnap people to torture them, they kidnap people for like gladiator games and for like slaves. And so they kidnapped her and they used her to experiment all kinds of different drugs and compounds and see how it would affect the human body, basically testing bioweapons on her. And the Adeptus Mechanicus, which is the branch that worships archaeotech and tech in general, they rescued her. They attacked him and they rescued her, because they're not just research, they actually have their own armies and shit as well. And then they themselves like treated her wounds, but then they also tested her body for all the shit to find out what shit that the dark, so it's like she got experimented on 2 times, just evil way and then slightly less harsh way, and then eventually she was able to join their ranks. So she has like a personal experience dealing with them, and she has like a beef.
What is happening down there? The Vox channels went insane a few hours ago.
Instead of retreating as they are wont to do, the Dark Eldar have begun to kill Imperial citizens in Gladius Hive. It's a massacre.
That wretched homunculus. It must be part of his plan. I must find that creature immediately.
I managed to eliminate the Archon leading the Dark Eldar raiders, but the bloodshed continues. In fact, it is intensifying. A homunculus, an insane Dark Eldar flesh sculptor, has managed to escape my judgment, and the Xenos have started a colossal massacre in Hive City Gladius. This change of tactics is somehow connected to this mysterious pain catalyst. I must stop them and reveal their heinous secrets. I'm just going to go ahead with my powers of deduction, think that the pain catalyst is some form of dark ritual to summon something. I'm just gonna call it now.
The Dark Eldar truly went on a rampage in the Hive.
It's most unusual. The Drukhari are sadistic, insane torturers, but their raids are methodical, almost surgical in execution. This mindless massacre looks almost random. Something odd is going on.
I have a feeling that whatever a pain catalyst is, it must be connected to this vile display of cruelty. I need to find that homunculus.
Send word to Lord Thiss. We've run out of time. He needs to accelerate the rate of extraction.
There is, however, a strange anomaly in the motive force in the vicinity.
If the paint truly manipulated the vitals, the anomaly could mark the location of that machine.
Okay, so that when I press L2 and R2 at the same time, each set of armor has like a special ability, no matter what class you're playing. That one, it like creates like a small time distortion thing, like in a specific area. So basically you just freezes people in time in place, and then you can do damage with them. And like all my the way my class is set up on my perks, all of my damage over time effects grant me bonus damage. So as long as they're doing, no matter what it is, burning, hemorrhaging with that right there, bleed effects, whatever, as long as they're under some damage over time effect or AoE effect, my weapons do bonus damage to them. So this build is actually really cool. Again, like I literally figured, when I first played this game, before I got the special edition, I think I had like the regular edition. I kind of really, like, I know the lore really well, I know the items, I know the weapons and all that stuff, but I just, there's so many different skill trees, and some of them only unlock after you complete certain, like, objectives in game. So, like, you blow up or do certain level multi-kills, you'll unlock a skill tree. If you do a certain amount of, you know, the next thing, you get another skill tree, so. Yeah, it takes you a bit of time. Like, I'm level 47. I'm not even through the main campaign yet. This is a side campaign. There was DLC, and I barely unlocked the ability to like put like artificial organs in my guy's body and like augment his and buff his like HP or whatever. Like the whole HP skill tree, which I can show you guys in a second, so you know what I'm talking about. So like, oop, my controller's messing up. So if I go to passives, yeah. So down here, like this health thing, it's called the Major's Biologist Secrets. So to like modify and buff your health, I just unlocked that, and there's still a couple like suppression, damage over time. I still haven't even unlocked this. It says complete the heroic deed to unlock cheating death, deal with 50 traps. Okay, so then I'll finally be able to spec into and further buff my damage over time. And then these things down here, the Radical Path and the Puritan Path, on certain quests, you'll actually have like morality checks of like what do you want to do. So on the last mission, a part of this, I found out that they had like a sanctioned psyker, which is like a good guy psyker. Essentially, it was trained by like the military, and they had tortured him and they used him, and like there was a choice of like just execute him because he technically helped the the aliens, the Xenos. Which would have been like more like hardcore, the Puritan path, like the pure way. Or what I did is I set him free. I set him back to basically the good guys, to the Ministorum, to like to interrogate him and like to like basically heal him or whatever. But I could have just fucking murked him and then I would have got points. So if you do X amount of things, it unlocks this special skill tree. I don't know how long, and then you'll be able to add on these things as well. So. Yeah, so like let's say for this thing I gotta remember to deal with 3 more traps, which I'm hoping those are just mines that I have to shoot or something.
These Imperial soldiers put up quite a fight to defend this station. I'd rather access the logs to see the last few transmissions.
Xenos incursion underway. Upper Hive is under attack. Heavy fighting on the sky bridges. Xenos forces ambushed the Astra Militarum forces and the local militia, then escalated to mass killing. Xeno forces are deploying unique devices in the Hive, capturing collaborators, referred to these machines as pain catalysts. Captain Orzanet led a strike force against one of these catalysts and was killed in action. Subsequently, the Xenos are defending these devices with extraordinary ferocity. Purpose of these machines is unknown.
This is evidently a well-organized attack on the entire Hive. The Dark Elder are ready to go to any lengths to secure these foul machines.
Based on what we know about the Dark Elder, these contraptions must serve one particular purpose: to inflict as much suffering on this world as possible. The Scryer Skulls discovered other possible pain catalyst locations, but I need more time for the precise sensory triangulation.
Take your time, Magos. We can't afford any mistakes. Not here. Not now.
So I'm trying to just go around and kill all these mobs of enemies and get as much XP as possible, and hopefully get some better drops before I finish the go to the objective. And there's always like hidden chests and stuff like that in the corners of the map.
You have proven much more efficient than I expected, Ape. I wish we had more time. I could craft your pain-seared flesh into something more formidable, given your murderous talents.
I was formidable enough against your kin, so far.
This is a cruel world. The weak must perish, especially if they were born amongst the mighty Drukhari. That is the truth of my coven, the Coterie of Dissonance. But enough of your education, human.
The wrath of the Emperor is upon you, Xenon!
So, it has come to this, human. What a waste of life essence and sweet suffering.
Damn, I was just getting started.
I need to release the energies.
Biotelemetry measures point to one plausible explanation. These Xenox devices seem to collect pain, fear, vitality, and negative energy energies released during battles and other acts of violence. Judging by the picked recording of your skirmish, the machines could also transfer the accumulated energy to the Drukhari to revitalize them.
That must be the reason why they have begun murdering the entire population of this hive. They are charging their catalysts.
Triangulation is complete. I have the coordinates of the remaining pain catalysts. You should return to the ship immediately.
Yeah, there we go. So it is some kind of device. What they're using it for, I don't know. I'm guessing it. Essentially, they're like vampires or energy vampires, where they live off of like the energy from like pain and suffering. Like that's why they torture people. That's why they do that shit. Is that they made some deal with some like evil demonic entity to have like longer life or some shit to save their race, but in exchange the demonic energy they constantly need to feed it and themselves, or it'll like devour their souls. Like every dark Eldar, it'll devour their soul. So it's kind of fucked up. So that's why their whole entire culture is about like torture and like pain, and it's because they need to do it to feed their own energy and to like give it to this deity to feed this entity in the warp. Otherwise he'll devour their souls, which is crazy. Like the other Eldar, the actually good Eldar, their souls go into like these stones. Like they essentially can live forever, where their consciousness transfers to like what's called a soul stone. And so when they die, they can be put into a machine, like a robot, like basically like an artificial body, or they're just stored, and then they can. I believe that their descendants can like access them and like talk to them and gain wisdom and shit like that. Okay. I think I want to buff +100 per second when HP is below 50%. That's fucking sick. Emergency booster. So yeah, I'm gonna get my guy's damage is really good right now, although I could keep buffing in the area of effect. Yeah, 3% back. I'm gonna alternate area effect, buffing my health, and then continuing to buff my my ranged attacks and my single DPS. Because single DPS is just when you do single attacks, single damage attacks.
Disturbing picture of the situation. What are you going to do?
All the pain catalysts must be destroyed as soon as possible, but it will take weeks until the Astra Militarum reinforcements arrive. It will be too late by then.
I have the solution you need.
What is it?
Your old acquaintance, the Freeblade Knight called the Crimson Wanderer. Captain Grexus has safely landed on the planet. The pilot, Sir Ambrose Caradoc, is awaiting your orders.
The Emperor has blessed us. This changes everything. Put me through to Sir Caradoc and let me guide his war machine through these reavers.
Okay, quick little lore drop. A Imperial Knight is essentially a giant mech. It's a giant, like, they're called Imperial Knights or Titans. Knights are like the medium or smaller versions, and it's a mech that you have to sit in, and it has to be, you wear a special helmet that connects your consciousness to the mech, and it's based upon like DNA. So they're usually passed down heretically through the different lineages, most of which are usually like kind of upper class or like royal families. He's a free knight, meaning that he's kind of a mercenary. He's a wanderer or a ronin. But what's really cool about the knights is that not everyone can pilot them. So like multiple, like, let's say elders, like the sons and daughters of a knight house will put this suit on, will climb into the fucking knight, put the helmet on, and the knight, because the knight is actually part AI. It's like it's a semi-living consciousness. It'll try to merge, and if it finds you unworthy, it'll fry your fucking brain and kill you. So like only a certain percentage of people who are part of that bloodline will actually be able to. I forget what it's actually called, like the actual like process. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So like the knight is like semi-conscious giant war machine mech. And the pilot is the pilot has to be essentially chosen or found worthy by it when it puts on its helmet, because it like merges its consciousness and it has like a sudden flush of like all the battles it's ever been in and shit like that over the centuries, because it'll be piloted by, you know, multiple different people, and people in 40K sometimes can live for hundreds of years because of you know, things like rejuvenation. They can do different things to like basically de-age themselves or keep themselves living longer. All right, the Dark Eldar gave up on corralling slaves, but they are determined to they are determined to continue this grim harvest using other methods. As it turns out, the pain catalysts are biomechanical aberrations capable of gathering the essence of pain and suffering. This depravity must be stopped. With the assistance of my captain, I have sent word to an old friend, Sir Ambrose Caradoc. Perhaps the wrath of an Imperial Knight will give the Drukhari some cause for concern. So I don't know if it's going to show it. It would be fucking cool, but these things are giant. The Titans, which are like a huger version. So the Warhounds are the smallest one. Knights are like the middle one, which is like what you would typically see. It's like the size of a multi-story building. Warhounds are small. They're more like little walkers. And then Titans are like the size of a fucking skyscraper. And they have like a multiple person crew with like giant artillery cannons. They're insane. They're basically like a walking battleship. Would be a Titan. A Knight would be like a mech, like you would see in Gundam, or what's that? A mech warrior or something like that. Single pilot, lots of weapons, versatility. Sometimes they have shields and like fucking flamers, or like a spear weapon, like a javelin that they just they just stab people with, which is pretty dope. All right, let's see what happens. So a free blade, I think is that what they call him, a free blade or something like that? It's basically like a knight errant or like a mercenary, a sellsword, but he flies around the galaxy in his mech, in his ancient. Oh shit! I get a.
Of these pain
what?
Catalysts is a sin against the machine god, a mockery of everything the Omnissiah has taught us. The auger scanners have successfully detected their location. Destroy them all.
A task worthy of my mighty war machine. Onwards!
Dude, I am fucking speechless. I didn't think this was going to be in the game, so you actually get to see it. So this guy's sitting somewhere. If you look on top, there's a hatch. That's where he gets in. And I get to play this dude in this giant thing, dude. This is... Oh, some of it's automatic. I gotta figure out... Oh, okay. And that's like a projector shield. That's good to know. Some of it's automatic, so I'm thinking that's like the AI helping me shoot. Oh, dude, look at that giant fucking laser cannon I'm shooting off. That's sick. Wait, how do I... Oh, I think the shield just stays up or something? Like, I don't even know. I guess it stays up until it's broken. But this is pretty fucking sick. I like how I'm just like explaining it, and then it's like, oh no, you're actually gonna get a fucking pilot a mech, dude. Oh, dude, it's shooting a las cannon. I didn't even see that. Oh, dude, it's just melting them. Okay, the left gun is the las cannon. The right gun is an auto cannon, so that's just like a basic, like an artillery gun. Dude, this thing is sick. I wish I could show you guys the front of it. Sometimes there's like a cool like metal skull. But this is amazing, dude. I didn't even know this was in the game. This is my first playthrough of this DLC. I don't know if you guys can tell. And it showed the character too, the Captain Ambrose. That's pretty cool, man. So he's a captain of his own ship. Maybe he's kind of like a rogue trader. Alright, so we're gonna use this auto cannon quite a bit.
But this is where I belong, on the battlefield.
So that's cool. So he's our character. Let me turn this down a little bit because I want you guys to be able to hear the audio. We're gonna turn the sound effects down to 90%. I just want you guys to be able to hear the speech as best as possible. So yeah, he's our Inquisitor. Our character's like Buddy, and this is what he does. He pilots a mech. So an Inquisitor, like, kind of stealthy, like special forces, kind of CIA of space. So they don't often do battlefield stuff, really. There we go. Turn that shield on. Oh, this dude! How dare you! Don't fucking shoot at me, dude. There we go. So we gotta alternate our plasma cannon, which has a bit of a cooldown. Okay, so that's like a holding. Okay, that's. We gotta wait for our.
You don't want to know more, sir. I assure you.
The Crimson Wanderer, that's the name of his mech, I'm guessing. Okay, so that works pretty well as well. And basically how it works is you have to turn, so you have to lock on when you see the little red symbolism.
This abominable contraption was no match for the Crimson Wanderer.
These are the Dark Elders, masters of terror and agony. And now they are ready to fight to their last breath. This task isn't complete yet.
Fear not! The blaze of the blessed furnaces and the thunder of my holy weaponry will banish these creatures from our world.
This thing is amazing, dude. This is so cool. Like, if I was in 40K, I wouldn't mind being a mix of both, like an Inquisitor, but then having one of these, having like a squad of these things on my ship, to where if shit hit the fan, I can hop in a mech with a couple buddies, you know what I mean? And just fucking hold shit down. Because their armor is like ridiculously, it's like, this is what's called like archaeotech. This is from the golden age of mankind, and that's why they're passed down from generation to generation, because they can't make shit like this anymore, or if they do, it's not to the same level standard. I think sometimes they can reproduce certain, you know, parts and things like that if they have I forget what they're called, but they're like these hologram things that hold like schematics for all this golden age tech. And so sometimes they can reproduce it, but a lot of times you need like a tech specialist. Like, you need certain special people in order to make it happen. Can I like shoot down this wall? Alright, I'm trying to figure out how do I... Okay, I have to go this way. So this is fucking cool, dude. I love how I'm like, hey, I hope it shows it. You know, I thought it was gonna be like maybe a character in the background or like an assistant character, but no, you could actually play his homie, the Imperial Knight, in the Imperial Knight. I don't know if the guy's the Imperial Knight. Well, I know the actual mech is called the Imperial Knight. I think they're both together an Imperial Knight. But this is fucking cool. Yeah, this is like Gundam. It feels like hardcore. Keep moving. Oh, put on my shield. That thing's really fucking good too, man. That laser. That like trace laser. Just kind of alternate them. But yeah, the Adeptus Mechanicus, which are the red guys, like the chick that's on the half cyborg kind of tech wizards, they have a few of these, and like they're at one point during the Golden Age, there was essentially two civilizations under one banner, and that was, you know, the Astra Militarum or mankind, and then there was the cults of Mars. And so basically, when they were expanding, the Emperor of Mankind, I gotta kill this thing. He basically like needed these people to, because they were super smart, and that was their shit, right? They're like fucking, they're tech advanced, and he used them, and he built them these forge worlds on the first one, which was on, there's many now in the universe, but the first one was on Mars, and it was just a giant factory, dude, where they had all these dudes constantly working on, training, and building, training, and like inventing all kinds of new tech, so that the Emperor of Mankind could go out there and conquer Xenos, all these different threats, you know, like, put my shield up. Okay, this is gonna be a problem. I don't have a shield, I'm getting hit. my shield up. Put my shield up. There we go. I gotta move. He's kind of stuck. I usually like to play more mobile, but this thing is big as fuck, dude. Alright, so it does heal itself.
We are the masters of nightmares. We are the ones who turn wounds into reality. We take what we want. I will give you one final warning. What you have seen so far is nothing but a glimpse of our mighty armies. Lay down your weapons and come to me begging for mercy. Otherwise, you will perish miserably and watch your precious worlds burn. Leave this subsector to us and never return.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen, bro. Yeah, and there's a gun that like automatically shoots. I think it's like an auto bolter or heavy bolter. Wait for it to lock on. There we go. So this is where I want my shield. Now we're getting bumped. So this is how they would like basically walk into battle, dude. They'd be like these giant towering mechs. Both the Knights and like the Titans, which are the battleship-sized ones, and they would just have these crazy reflector shields you see me pulling off right now, and they're virtually indestructible, dude. Like they would lay waste to like countless fucking, you know, chaos or like evil, you know, people that turn to the side of evil, and they would just keep going in. There'd be like Space Marines and tanks and stuff beneath them to like take over key points, but they would be these unstoppable mega mechs. Like I said, they were developed on this huge base.
My task is complete. My heart is filled with
Fuck
pride.
yeah.
If you don't mind, Inquisitor, I will remain on this planet until the Xenos threat has been eliminated. The Crimson Wanderer is clearly needed here. But you must know that I will gladly answer your call again at any time in the future.
That's fucking cool, dude. That's a bro moment, dude. That's a complete Giga Chad, dude. He's like, look, bro, I'm gonna just keep here and keep fucking destroying these motherfuckers. But you need some help, just hit my line, dude. I mean, if I had a giant fucking mech, I would do the same shit, bro. I'd be everywhere. I'd be killing all kind of evil. Alright, we're gonna completely wipe these motherfuckers out. Oh, it's a euphoria dispenser, so it's a drug dispenser. So remember that was that space coke. Oh, put up our shield. And I'm clearing out these guys because I wonder if there's a chest or a bonus. At bottom line, like, especially as an Inquisitor, which is someone that investigates the influence or the degradation of like the heretics, people who worship chaos and demons, the Xenos, which are evil alien races like this, and cults, things like cults and things that are anti like the Imperium. Your basic goal is just purge, dude. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Your basic goal is just purge, which is you kill all of them. Everybody gets executed at the end of the day. There's no like jail for the Inquisition. Let me see what time it is. That was cool. That was a pleasant surprise, man. I didn't think I was gonna get a pilot at Imperial Knight.
You have a message from the Conclave. That was quick. They must have followed this investigation very closely.
I am very satisfied with the results of your investigation, Inquisitor. You have been relentless in your pursuit of these Xenos invaders and showed the Drukhari that the worlds of Imperium are not their hunting ground. Your report revealed your dissatisfaction over the number of human casualties. We are all aware that this is an inevitable consequence of the Dark Elder raids. The only defense against them is ruthless retaliation. They are a dying race, Inquisitor. They can't afford any great losses. I must also ask you to let the Ordos Xenos agents access the device you refer to as the Pain Catalyst. I'm sure their scholars will come up with a slightly less disturbing name during their research. Good work, Inquisitor. The Emperor protects.
So this is cool. Like, this game is a full-on roleplay of what it is to be an Inquisitor, right? Like, I use my Inquisitorial seal in the beginning to commandeer this rogue trader vessel. She's now helping me going across the galaxy. I get reports of different missions or different investigations of different attacks. My key thing is to investigate, discover what's going on, and then eliminate the threat to mankind. Okay, so...
Inquisitor, the Caligari Conclave
there we go,
has sent
another
you
mission.
An urgent message.
Inquisitor, I have an assignment for you that might be connected with the previous investigations in the subsector. We have a situation in the Rotwang system, which is one of the systems that have been affected more significantly by long isolation. The Administratum still hasn't been able to re-establish communications with the Rotwang planetary governor. They could only reach some mid-ranking prefects who voiced all kinds of excuses. The Imperium cannot tolerate this kind of attitude. What is even more troubling, an envoy of the Milarium Tempestus, led by Lord Commissar Scarherds, has disappeared after visiting the governor's palace on the Void Station Dicaster. The Commissar is one of your acquaintances from a prior mission, if I am not mistaken. I want you to travel to Rotwang, interrogate the governor, and locate the Lord Commissar. The Emperor protects.
Wait a second, I think that's probably going to be the Commissar that we just saw when we fought on that planet. The guy that was in the beige uniform with the armor and like the fur. So she's saying that somewhere in the area he went to go investigate, because this whole sector that we've been investigating with the Drukhari, the reason why they're investigating, the reason why this happened is that they navigate through what's called through the warp, right? Or through warp storms, right? Basically, it's like they find certain places in the fabric of space-time that can be penetrated, and that you can essentially turn into a warp hole, and you can travel great distances, sometimes in a short period of time, and sometimes you get lost, etc. But what ended up happening is that this sector got cut off from it, from the warp. They weren't able to no longer maintain wormholes or places to jump, right? To light speed, essentially. And so that's why the Drukhari has been attacking them for some time. I think a few hundred years, or 100 years, I think they said. So this entire sector, maybe this galaxy, this entire galaxy, like the size of our galaxy, this entire galaxy has been cut off from the rest of the universe. And so that's why all this crazy shit is happening. And now that you're in this area as the Inquisitor, so it's like your jurisdiction to investigate this other Inquisitor, which is the main story of the Martyr. That it's your responsibility to investigate and bring all the first of all, investigate and figure out what's going on, and the second, bring them to justice or stop whatever evil is going on. And so now that we've made contact, we've got other people like that, like the Militarium Impestus, which are like the Navy SEALs of like, they have like the full mask with the rebreather, and like they have like night vision, they have better armor, they have like a better las gun. And so all these different people are now investigating in the area because you're trying to bring it back. You're trying to stop this rebellion, and you're trying to bring it back, bring back order, right? But essentially they're still cut off from the rest of the galaxy, so options are limited. Let me just see something. I just want to make sure we're all up to top gear. Green las pistol. I don't really need that. So this guy doesn't use any, he doesn't use melee weapons. We're not speccing into that. I'm going to do that with for a different playthrough. And I'm going to get rid of green. Alright, I do have a seasonal mission, I think I could probably do really quick. I don't know what level it is. We'll finish off the stream with the quick seasonal mission. So negative damage dealt, and then this is what Uther's tarot cards. So there's tarot cards like in real world. You use them as psychic divination things, and so I'm gonna add a couple so that I can try to find, because what I need is relics. Increase high quality items or relic. Okay. I don't want. I need void shards because there we go. Damage bonus for elite, so they're gonna do 70% more damage. All right, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm feeling a bit confident in our build. I did add on 2 tarot cards, so there are going to be buffs for the enemy. I prefer to go after ones that give chance of relics or relic gear, so that's golden gear. That's what we're looking for, relic or archaeotech, and a chance to get void shards. Void shards allow you to do crusades, and what a crusade is basically, it's almost like a roguelike where there's a map, you choose your own path, try to get to the finish. I've only done one. But what's really cool about them is that you only get 3 lives, but there's multiple missions. There's like a dozen maybe, and it's just chance after chance, interesting encounters, and each time you play, I believe, is a chance to use the tarot to buff your chances of getting better gear and unique things as well. And I think there's actually like unique gear and things you can get from completing a crusade. So this game surprisingly has lots of different items, lots of different weapons. You can change what they look like, varied what they look like, etc. So I've really gotten into this game. Like, I've always wanted to take time to play it, but I always go back and forth, or I want to play other stuff, and yeah. So it's been fun. I think more or less because I'm finally getting a hang of like the systems.
The enemy is here, preying on the weak and using craven tricks against the defenders of mankind. Perhaps we should find their leaders and give them a fair share of their own medicine.
So the only problem with using this auto pistol, which is, it's really good overall damage and it's fast DPS, is that when you're going against things like Space Marines, their armor, their carapace armor is like, it's literally built to stop bullets. Like it's you. That's why you need something like a bolter. Oh, wait a second, where is that fucking plasma pistol I had? Okay. So you need something like a bolter, a high-level bolter, or a plasma gun to either completely disintegrate their armor or to penetrate through. So that will be a bit challenging, but I'll just have to use more damage over time, more psychic abilities, and use hit-and-run tactics, and I should be okay. I am going to start like buffing up, but my main thing is I really just want to get a relic plasma pistol because it's my favorite weapon so far. Highly versatile, very useful. So that's what I'm looking for, either a relic bolter or a relic plasma, particularly plasma. Bolter works with just about everything. But plasma works literally with everything. Bolter works iffy on most things. And we're fighting mutant. Yeah, so Alpha Legion is a very powerful chaos. So yeah, distance is our friend. Alpha Legion likes to use sniping. Korn will use berserkers, so more like axe guys. Black Legion will use assault. And you can use the cover system. I don't use it as much as my playthroughs. When you use things like the female assassin inquisitor is really good for that. And we are collecting more. Well, this is a seasonal mission, I forgot. So the more you wait as far as what you use. Dude, that just melted them, dude. Even though they have higher damage right now, we're still doing work to them. And I still haven't even used my more powerful weapon, which is I'll use it right now. Actually, my pistol is more powerful than this staff. Get this. Yeah, this thing isn't as great as I remember it. Oh, I need to add a spell. It's missing a spell slot as well. This guy's running, dude. He don't want the smoke. Maybe it caused him fear? Maybe I cast fear on him, I think? Yeah, this fucking auto pistol is amazing. Oh, this is really good too. I got him. Yeah, my two-handed setup is a lot better than the staff, even though the staff is, I think, relic. Oh, I got some RKO tech right there. Hold up, hold up. Okay, we're gonna finish this off and then we're gonna go down. Hold on, I found some RKO tech. Oh, I got a Psalm. 10% chance to slow enemies in 3-meter radius on kill. That's actually pretty good. And then, really? I think maybe that's the RKO tech I got. So that's like a warp spirit that's coming to try to hurt us. Okay.
Remarkable. A soul-bound warp creature protects the chest. Most remarkable. Another demon banished.
Yeah,
time to
key damage is OP. Oh, I've got, okay, 1 out of 5 blessings. That's what it is. Okay, I didn't realize that. And so if you look at the far left, my inoculator, which is like this implant that basically keeps you alive. We've got a 3+ charges, so we have what's almost look like around 8 plus 3. So that's actually really good. I try not to use it as much, or I don't have to. Because the build is going well, that I don't really have to heal myself as much, which is usually a good sign. Just gonna keep moving on these guys.
I am the sanctum.
Yeah, I increased my damage over time, or my area of effect skills. So the range is a lot better. fucking roast these little fuckers. Yeah, that skill is really good. These fuckers are trying to rush me. He's a War Master. That's cool. That might be warp spawn. And then we also have a pretty good shield, reflection shield, which is the red, yellow, and green bar around our health. So far, so good. And this is one boss down, and we are so again, yeah, just hit them with damage over time. It's actually hemorrhage, so it causes them to start to bleed, causing them bleed damage. Keep distance so that the melee guys can't do any damage to you. I usually damage over time anytime there's a mob, and then I just keep moving. And this is an auto gun. This isn't even the best gun. Like, once we get a relic bolter or a plasma gun, it's gonna be a great build. Same thing. And I think it slows them down as well. We're gonna go ahead and take cover here. I don't want to use my inoculator if I don't have to. Okay, we're gonna use it. And that's a fucking chaos spawn. We're gonna set that on fire.
He deserved worse. Much worse.
There we go, dude. And it's easy to get overwhelmed with how many enemies are on site, or like the different, it's just about knowing what to hit when, and staying moving, using cover when you have to. Not being afraid to fall back. Like from that, like a giant fucking chaos space marine waving an axe at your face. There's an enemy. Oh shit, he knocked me down! That's a problem, that's a problem! Alright, now he's fleeing because he's getting damage done over time. Got him.
Fine example for their kind, Inquisitor.
Mission complete. No way. There's still going to be another couple mini bosses in here. Any extra shit. That went pretty smoothly. That hell beast or hell, I forget what the fuck they're called. That thing almost got me. Knocked me down, had me worried for a second, but my guy recovered actually really quick. I think it's because I added a perk where once you hit 50% HP, it like automatically starts regenerating health at a faster rate. So far, I don't really want to touch my perks. I'll show you guys here in a second. And so I think we're only one. So I just realized at the bottom left corner, there's like there's a skull and like 5 little orbs. You've seen the orbs around me, and they have 1. So I think if you stack them up enough energy and you get 5, that's when you get like a seasonal boss or the best chance of loot. I think we were doing it only on 1, maybe. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. I just noticed 1 that we accumulated. So he's sucking up the energy of like the guys with the golden sigil, and that's giving me Okay, got a passive. I'll take that. Level 49, pretty good. Oh, controller's doing the thing. Okay, now I want to go into single DPS. We're gonna try that. Not generate warp heat for single targets. Is my inventory full? Probably is. I don't really see anything. No, it's not. Okay. How much point? Wait, what was this thing that? Okay, we got this. What is this? Heat damage bonus in a weapon. That's pretty cool. We got this was new. 10% chance to slow enemies in 3 meters radius kill. That's really useful, and it's worth 500,000 though. I kind of want to sell it, but oh, okay, that's a refractor field. So I always keep the psychic book because I want the extra attack. One thing I need to do is I need to switch to this. Okay, wait. This is what we need. So now we can have an extra attack. Constrict. Wow, that is a lot of damage. 9,000 damage. Deals warp damage to a single enemy if the target has no suppression bar or its suppression status is overwhelmed. I don't really get that, but okay. We'll give it a shot. But it says it does 9,000 damage. Like, that's insane. This is actually really good too. The Imperial Hall. It just drops shit on top. Summons bolts of energy that fall to the ground, creating damage areas in a 2-meter radius. That I used to use that quite a bit. Death Augury. A protective ward that take on lethal damage. A ward that on taking lethal damage prevents death and heals the character 50% HP on suppression. First hit on each target deals plus 100 damage, lasts 90 seconds. Whoa. That's a blessing. So, but it gives me automatically 25% warp heat. But it says first hit on each target deals plus 100% damage. That's kind of useful. Yeah. Maelstrom. Long range attack that deals kinetic damage in a 2-meter wide streak and destroys cover. That's kind of cool. Because I was using this, which is pretty good, but this is better, I guess. I'm gonna give this a shot because I have it. I have the space, and we're gonna lower the warp heat cost. Right, we're gonna reduce the cooldown. No, let's leave the well. How much is the cooldown? Cooldown's 53, so we're gonna reduce the cooldown. Increase the power's duration by 50%, so that means it'll last longer. Boom. So now it lasts 135 seconds. So I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try using this. Boom. It's the first hit on each target deals 100% damage. That's fucking amazing, dude. So if I cast that, even though it's gonna reserve 18% warp heat, which I think we can deal with it because my guy has pretty high heat. So if I do this, keep doing this, divine shot, boom, switch back to my gun, brrr, do my AOE. That's cool. Okay. I also want to check out something. I think... Yeah, spontaneous combustion isn't that great. I think extermination is better with the column. Oh, shit. Wrong one. Do that. Okay. And we're going to switch to... I've had better luck with the column of fire thing. And I don't know if... Lightning is okay. I mean, it's cheap. We'll keep it. We'll keep it for this guy. But yeah, that's going to be the new strat. I'm going to try that out. And I need to add something to this. I'm thinking about adding this to it. I really want to add it to that pistol just because I'm using it. Let me see if I have enough to modify. I'm going to try to modify that auto gun and add that 10% thing to it. Wait, why isn't it? Oh, because I have the wrong thing equipped. Okay. So... Oh, this does 10% bonus damage against enemies affected by burn. 13% bonus damage? That's amazing. Okay, so that's why this thing is good. Alright, what was I going to do? I was going to... And it's at 72 damage. Oh, I want to add a slot, so I need to go to forging. That's what I need. Fuse a slot. 75k. I'll do it. Yep. And we're going to add in that thing where it gives me... Hold on, I want to see what are my options. Heat damage bonus. That's 5%. Okay. Heat damage... Chance to shock enemies, 10% chance to shock enemies in 3 meters radius on taking hit. That shock is interesting because the other one was like, I think stun or some shit. That's good too. Hallucinating. I don't even know if what. Okay, so let's see what this thing we got. Archeo, 10% chance to slow enemies in 3 meters radius on kill. We're gonna do that just because. And let me see the appearance. Oh, it's basic. I have the basic one on, the basic skin. And this is like the master crafted one. It's a relic, so... Let's change the color, though. Mephiston red is cool. Let's go base part. It's like a weird, like, beige-ish color. Okay, so you can see it's like kind of... Was it Gun Blaster green? I wish I could zoom in a little bit more. Oh, it's different textures. So that's more painted. Alright, we'll go with that. Let's see what it looks like. So it's just like kind of chrome and red. It looks pretty cool. Chrome and gray. It's got a huge fucking barrel on it, dude. And Mephiston red. I think it looks cool. I like my guy. I like the kind of silver ornate with the gold. Looks very like... It looks like relic gear. Looks like something that was made to last. And the pistol looks pretty sick. I could have made it gold and red. That would have been pretty dope, but I think it works for now. It's not going to be our last. It's definitely going to be a gun that we keep for a long time. It's not going to be the last one of the build. Still hoping to find... Oh, what's this? Relic grenade. Yeah, so I'm going to keep the... Well, we'll make this, we'll favorite this, because that is cool. Probably going to save all that kind of stuff for another build. So my only thing is that it doesn't... So it gives me the extra spell slot. Oh, it does in L2. So usually I would only have one spell and then my weapon. So it gives me L2. Okay, it gives me extermination. Is that what I've been using? Yeah, that is pretty fucking good. Yeah. And I've got hemorrhage. So those two alone are just a really good combination. And then it's got negative cooldown, negative warp cost. Yeah, because the warp heat cost is increased area effects. Yeah. Negative cooldown, increased area effect. Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Alright, and we don't have any current seasonal thing. Alright guys, I think I'm going to cut it there. Thanks for watching. Please hit a like if you guys liked it, and drop down a comment if you have any questions or any 40k lore and stuff. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.